Shit, Tupac's greatest hits. Speaking of changes, I wanna change this game like I'm losing in Madden, 30-6. Like that, y'all. Some people they fiend for things they've already seen. I think they wanted me to be like that, y'all. But it wasn't my scene. I started doing these things that made them say they can't do it like that, y'all. Hell no, they can't do it like that, y'all. Hell no, they can't do it.
What is up, City, and welcome back to Spokast. I am so excited for you to listen to this episode. I was hoping it would be up this Monday morning, but for whatever reason, my original intro was lost in like the void of the cloud, or I don't know where it went. I thought I recorded it on Friday before I left the studio, and it disappeared, and I tried to record it at home by myself, but it just didn't sound as good. So point being, recording it now. Today on the podcast is the AFFILI8D Crew. They are a hip-hop collective that features hip-hop artists Topp, Jang the Goon, the Boy Beerus, Bapeface, and Zaeshaun Haze, photographer and videographer Kay Gonzalez, and producer Northwest Kid. In the studio on the podcast with me was just Topp, Jang, Kay, and Northwest Kid, and we talk all about AFFILI8D's beginnings, each of their role in the collective, their latest EP, 88 Days In, that came out on March 28th. And we also get into their collaborative high-rise party happening on April 19th. This is going to be a party with the AFFILI8D Crew, the Schemin' Crew. It's going to be downtown on 212 West 2nd Avenue, right next to Laser Quest. And to get in, just $15. It's 21 and over, but it's going to be 420 friendly. There's going to be some special performances. Electric Photoland photo booth is going to be there. There's going to be some giveaways, and there's going to be DJ sets by DJ Priestess and JoJo, and my friends DJ Spicy Ketchup and Rose Throw. I'll be there. You should be there. Just a bunch of awesome people just hanging out and just vibing to get ready for 420. You know. And also on the podcast with AFFILI8D, we talk a little bit about the state of Spokane's hip hop scene. And you know, I've had a chance to see Topp and Jang perform multiple times over the last year, and I saw most of them perform at their Life's Crazy house show last fall, which I think will happen again. And if it does, all I will say to you is, if you have the chance, go see them all perform live at the house show. I talk a lot about the house show in the podcast. It was such a unique experience because it was a house show over in West Central, and I had never been to really a hip hop house show. The way AFFILI8D just put this together, it was so professional. Like, it just ran on a schedule. They were checking tickets at the door, and that's just like how AFFILI8D works. They are some of the most professional people you will ever work with, and they're just super creative on top of that. They're doing it at a different level in Spokane when it comes to doing hip hop and doing it as a collective. And I just got to say, this was such a fun conversation, and they are just some of the most genuine people I've ever met in the scene. They're so friendly, and they just want you to vibe with their music, and they just want to create really, really, really awesome art. Like I said, I'm excited for you to listen to this conversation, but before we get into the show, I got to give a shout out to my Patreon supporters, and they are Nathan O'Brien, Enrique de la Novelle, Joel Williamson, Joe Van Voorhis, Elizabeth Geyer, Abby Pointer, Gina Campbell, Tyler Poole, Judy Pointer, Amber Sparks, Luke Baumgarten, Valerie Ozier, Nick Spanger, and Elizabeth and Bill Pointer. Thank you all again so much for being Patreon supporters. If you like what I'm doing here at Spokast and you want to become a Spokastanate and support what I'm doing here, visit patreon.com/Spokast. Well, I will not keep you any longer. Here is Topp, Jang the Goon, Kay Gonzalez, and Northwest Kid of the AFFILI8D Crew. This is Spokast. Well, I'll introduce you all. I'll have you each kind of tell like your role, like in the group. I mean, are there roles? Like, I guess
Yeah.
we're already here. We're just doing it. And I always roll into my podcast with a little intro. I'll say some nice words about this podcast and this interview and how amazing it was, and then. But I love to start by just introducing each of you. I'm here with Topp.
Yes, sir.
Jang the Goon.
Yes, sir.
Northwest Kid.
Yes, sir.
Kay Gonzalez.
Man,
We're missing Beerus, Zaeshaun Haze,
Yeah.
and Bapeface.
Bapeface, yeah.
Let's just start by like I'm talked to Topp about, he's like, why don't we get the whole crew on? And I'm like, let's do it. And so we found this day. It just happened to be the day after the Inlander Best Of. Yeah. And you are my first podcast since being named Best Local Podcast.
Number one.
And
just clap for that.
First, introduce everyone, and so everyone knows your voice and what you do in Affiliated.
Yeah, well, it's the guy Topp, you know what I'm saying, with 2 P's, co-founder of Affiliated. I'm a rapper and producer, director, videographer,
a Renaissance man,
editor. I basically do everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, keep rocking.
My name is Northwest Kid, aka Northwest Bad Guy. I am the producer and also Topp's DJ.
Facts.
Yeah. It's Jang the Goon, the craziest performer you ever seen.
Yeah.
A rapper, punk star, black rock star. I also like to do visual editing, so I'll be dabbling in the editing stuff, etc., etc., etc. Responsibility type guy too. I'm like, hey, throw your shit. You hear what I said?
Listen. And my name is Kay Gonzalez. I'm the shooter of the group. I do photography, videography. I do the editing and stuff. I do not rap. I'm just there to support and create content.
But you're always on stage. I want to shout that out because
I'm always on stage.
I've seen you at multiple shows, and you're always like this. And you're part of the show, like, and I love that.
I'm glad that you see it that way.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm standing out. I'm like on the stage, so I try to like dress all black, like be all incognito in the back, so I don't stick out too much. But I do be up there and getting that energy.
Yo, that's a dope ass point. She be on this stage more than all you rappers. All you rappers.
I'm everywhere.
Do you get nervous being on stage? I should ask. Like,
I do. I don't think I've ever talked to these guys about it, but I definitely like.
Exclusive.
I just think about it because, like, for one, there's so much on the stage, like that show we just did in Seattle. Cords everywhere. There's like set design. There's lights that could not be moved for the next performer. So like when I'm shooting, I'm just looking through the camera, honestly, the whole time to make sure everything's in the frame that I want. Yeah. And so looking at the ground is like second priority. Right. But like, so like you'll catch me sometimes. I'm kind of like recording, looking behind me and stuff at the same time, just trying not to make a fool out of myself on stage. Yeah.
Tell them what you're about to do soon.
What am I about to do?
She gonna surf the crowd with me.
Oh man, we got to see that. I love it.
I sent it to Jang the other day. Yeah. And it was like the videographer. Like everyone picked him up and just surfed the videographer.
You got to do that.
I don't know. Maybe.
And Topp, why don't you introduce the rest of the crew that's not here?
Yeah. So shout out the guy Bapeface. He in Florida right now. Shout out the Boy Beerus. He's on the way from Seattle right now. And shout out Big 40 Zaeshaun Haze. I'm actually not sure where he's at right now.
So I want to go back to the beginning of Affiliated, and like when I think of famous rap crews, like it's like I feel like every rapper's a part of one. And how did Affiliated begin? Was it like was it a group first, or did like you just kind of create this group as you like found people that were like-minded and you wanted to like collaborate with?
I would say that like everyone who's in Affiliated, we were all, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
We were all friends making music or content with each other for honestly years. Like I think I met Parker first, and then I met Beerus next, and through Beerus I met Kay, and then through Beerus I met Bapeface, and then I met Jang before that actually. But the point is like we've all known each other, or some of us had known each other, others have known each other, but we were all connected for years. And then I moved to Spokane. So
you were still in Tri-Cities when this all started?
Technically I was still in Tri-Cities. Like I wasn't living here yet, but I was here. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then it just made sense, bro, because we were already always cooking. You know what I'm saying? This is like, so I would say prior Jang, before Jang, it was just us, right? And we were just like, yo, let's do this. It makes sense. We're already always in the studio together. We're already always doing content. And then I was like looking around and I was like, bro, we need to get Jang in here, bro. Like it makes sense. Like, cause me and Jang, honestly, we're probably going to, like everything that we're doing right now with the collab shows, with the songs, we're already going to do. Whether he was in or out of affiliated. For me, I was just like, let's just do it under the umbrella, bro. Like, let's just bring it all together. So yeah, that's basically it. You know what I'm saying? That's basically how it happened.
Yeah. What do you think the main like antithesis of like affiliated is? Like, is it just about like creating content and just like having each other's back? Like where is that like? How does it like all kind of like mesh together? Like, is it just like you're making a song and so you get Jang's like opinion, like, or is that how it works? Like, and you just kind of like, and you just hang out all the time? Like, is that?
So just to understand, so you're basically asking like, what is like our agenda, or are you asking like just how to operate?
How to operate, yeah.
I would say there is no real formula. Like it, like everything's like mad authentic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Parker might just be in his room making beats, and then Jang will come over and be like, "Yo, what's that?" And then and then he's like, "Oh, I made it. I don't like it." But Jang's like, "But that's crazy. Send that to me." Or like, Bapeface will come over to record, and then like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's really authentic for the most part. When it comes to like rolling stuff out, it's very calculated. Like we definitely think about that stuff. For the creation process, bro, like. You know, I would say it's really, really just authentic. It's just,
Jang, you started as a solo artist, right?
Yeah.
Like, and
still is.
And so well, yeah, I guess it's like, I mean, you're a solo artist, but like, you're a part of Affiliated. Like, what drew you to wanting to be a part of it?
Like he said, we were already friends.
Right.
So it's like, you got to think, like, when you were asking about the creative process, we had this one spot. It was called the Hill House. And we would spend, like, 24-hour days making music. Yeah. Like, 5-6 days. And then sleep, wake up, sun's done, and we just keep going. We'd wake up and just make more music. What were we doing? Boom, make another song, make another song, make another song. So it's like, I think it was the lifestyle I was living that really attracted me to it. You know what I mean? At that part, I already felt like I was a part of it. Yeah. We used to make that joke before I was a part of affiliate. I was like, they got affiliated. Yeah. Right. So it was kind of, like you said, a natural thing. Yeah. We were just kicking it, hanging out, making songs that I was mad passionate about. Now I'm over here redoing my marketing plan to fit this song in and bringing all the shows. I'm like, yo, this is crazy when we're performing together type shit. You know what I mean? When energies mesh, like for me, I like to just run into that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to ignore that. Like, it happened for a reason type. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Explain the name. Like, where did the name Affiliated come from?
Yeah, so actually,
yeah, I'm gonna take that.
Yes, yeah, facts. So Northwest Kid said the name. So we was all in Isaac's or the Boy Beerus' living room, and we're like, all right, bro, we got to figure out a name.
Brainstorm.
And everyone was brainstorming. We had a bunch of lame names.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, there was like, I'm so blessed to be surrounded by talented individuals. I was hearing some of the worst things. Like, these are terrible ideas. I'm like, you guys do not. I was like sitting and shaking my head. I'm like, no. And then the whole thing, like, in my eyes, I always saw it as we were individual artists in a collective. Kind of like Wu-Tang. So for me, Wu-Tang was always the blueprint to me and how I wanted Affiliated to operate. Okay. And so what I love about Wu-Tang was they had their core members, but they also had people, because Wu-Tang is such a big group, and they would also have people that weren't necessarily Wu-Tang, but you knew that they were affiliated with each other. And then I said that, and I was like, bro, it's got to be affiliated. It got to be affiliated.
And now when I tell you that everyone in the room was like, y'all gonna see it in the movie when we do the movie at some point, but like it's dead ass like that. And we were just like, bro. And then I was editing my music video Hills, and I typed it in, and then I found this font for it. And I put it in the font, and everyone was like, ooh, it looks crazy. Just like see the name, like. And so yeah, we just like, bro, that's it, bro. That's it.
How many affiliated tattoos do you have?
I just have one right now. I just have one. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You weren't doing free tattoos at the house show, but you were doing. Someone was like, "You should get an 8-ball," and I'm like, maybe if I have a couple more drinks.
He's laughing now, but I'm sure he's gonna get the tattoo.
Yeah,
the next one. The collective ain't going nowhere. You get it when you're ready. Yeah? You get it when you're ready.
I have to ask, what were some of the names?
Oh God,
there was like.
We had Red Light District.
Bro.
We're just throwing names out. We're just throwing names out.
There was like a lot of red light going around. They were trying to incorporate red light for sure. And I think what was crazy is before we came up with Affiliated, they were trying to incorporate 8 into it.
Yeah, that was a key point. We're like, bro, what if like an 8 or like, you know what I'm saying, like initiated or like something of that nature. Yeah. And apparently Northwest, apparently he said affiliated without even thinking the fact that 8's in it. I didn't. It wasn't until later when somebody said, no, affiliated. And I was like, oh, that's perfect.
That is perfect.
I was like, bro, that's why we all looked at you like that. Like,
smart. Yeah. Early days of it, like what we all do, like where it was all based here in Spokane? You're at the Hill House? Is that like where was that at?
That was on the South Hill on 8th Street.
Yeah.
8th Street.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
On 8th Street.
Yeah, we were locked in.
That's
come on, man. It was on 8th Street on Hill House.
8 is just a great number. So
that's Kay, how long have you been a part of Affiliated? Like since the beginning?
Since the beginning.
Since before the beginning.
Since before the beginning. Yeah, I mean, Jang and I actually used to work together a lot way back in the day. So I think he was the first person that I was working with. Probably like 2021, yeah. And then yeah, like Topp was saying, Topp linked with Parker, and then like I met with them through Beerus and everything, and then that's when Affiliated came along, and I've just been with it the entire time. Yeah.
I think having, like, honestly, I don't have, like, I have a bunch of friends. I have a lot of people that I know, and if we were talking about this the other day, and I was like, we just need to make like a coalition of like, I need a videographer, a photographer, and I need to like, and I want to like, because it's just one of those things like you can't really just always pay for stuff like that.
Sure.
And like, and having someone like you and the group is like, it's necessary to elevate it, right?
100%. Yeah.
Especially at the rate that we're going. I think that's the key. Like we could continuously like outsource that, but like it's just like at the rate that we're moving, bro, like, or that we're not even moving at the rate we really want to move, but like even now, like bro, we need to be able to just wake up like, yo, I have an idea, let's shoot this like right now. Like a lot of people are not going to be with that, they're not going to be down for that, and they're going to want like top dollar for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
And I see the vision, you know, too. Like I believe in all of them so much that I love to be able to use my skills to help them reach what they're trying to reach.
Yeah.
So and it also helps too that like for the most part, like we have ideas. Like we don't. It's not only on Kay to come up with content ideas and concepts and like no, like I'll come with the entire music video concept, each shot, like, you know what I'm saying? So we also for the most part make her job easier to do for a lot of things. But she still be working.
As like artists are coming up and like creating and like making content, like how important is it for artists to be constantly creating? Like,
what do you want to do?
You go.
Oh, it's beyond important, especially in this day and age with the social climate. You know what I mean? If you want to be seen by your community, you want to be recognized and understood, you have to continually give that content.
Right.
And nowadays, too, I think the most interesting part about it all is people want a more like authentic self.
Yeah.
So when we start talking about content, it's more like, it's not really content. It's more about revealing yourself or exposing yourself or giving the best version of whatever that is. That's why you always see like the performance stuff from me, because I'm hella into that. It's my strength. I love it. And I know I'm the wildest when I perform. So I'm about to show that every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I see it like as such a like necessary thing for artists to continually do, to like to be able to be top of mind for the listeners. And like the more you can trickle and give them pieces of what you're doing and where you're at and just like let them into your life, the more that's going to just create more opportunities for you, right? Like I will say, like I used to kind of always just bring out content a couple times a week and then like sprinkle it here and there, and I'm like, because I got clients, I got stuff like this to do, but as soon as I started posting regularly every day, it went from like it went crazy. Like, and I see it with you as well. Like, if you just you notice it when you stop too.
Yeah.
Like, Parker, people call you. Everyone's calling you Parker, and that seems more natural for me.
No, it's all good.
Let's talk about the music. Like, so you produce for Topp, and you produce for like. So how does that work? Do you work with all their like everyone in the group, or because I know that
sure.
Jang works with
He's my engineer.
He's the engineer.
Taylor.
Gotcha. Josh, thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out Jay LaRae. Shout out the
Shout out Jay LaRae.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So yeah, like how do you fit in, and like are you constantly like just because I know you also create beats, like what are you're constantly creating too, right?
Excuse me. Absolutely. I'm just always making beats. I definitely have certain visions for certain people. So sometimes I'll make a beat and I'm like, man, Bape would go so crazy if Bape did this kind of pocket on this type of beat. And, you know, sometimes it doesn't line up with what their intentions are. But what's cool about it is, like, you know, like, I'll sit there, we'll be listening to music in the car with Bape or something, and we'll talk about something, and I'll get him interested in a certain, like, genre or a certain sound, and then we can bounce off each other, bounce ideas off. And I especially love making beats when the artist is sitting there with me, because then I get their input on how they want the beat to go, so I can make it what's best for them. Because you know, it's different from making a beat that sounds good to producers and then sounds good that artists can actually rap on. And that's what I really want to do, because I'm like, I can make a good beat, but I'm like, I want the artist to like it so much they actually make a song with it, because that's what I care about. I want to make songs,
right?
I don't want to just make beats. So, and it's a little bit more different when because sometimes I can just send a beat and they're like, okay, cool, and then they can do something with it. Or sometimes they're like, well, if you do this little change, then I'm more comfortable to do this or whatever. It's just easier to have them in, but I do both ways.
Yeah. How does it go with like sharing like beats within like the crew? Like, are you like, do you just like, kind of send it to everyone, and like everyone just kind of like, because I know like locally there's some producers who will send a beat to someone, and then they'll send it to someone else, and then all of a sudden like these two people find out you got the same beat as me, and like does that happen with, or is it like all like you kind of share with everyone? I'm actually notorious for being the opposite.
Facts.
I'm like, when I make a beat, I have this in mind, and sometimes Topp will be like, what are you doing? There's been a couple times I'm like, bro, if you don't give this me right now, like, what are you talking about? Like, but no, I'm actually, when I make a beat, I have that in mind, and I'm like, man, Jang would go so crazy. I want this to go to Jang, and I'm not even thinking about other people. And I honestly should start doing that a little bit more, because I start having plan Bs, plan Cs, because, you know,
anything happens.
You hear stories about all the time with famous producers that, you know, I think it was Travis Scott's Goosebumps beat that I think it was Murda, but like that beat got sent to like 8 different rappers, and they all passed on it until Travis Scott made a hit with it. So
wow.
Which is actually kind of normal in the industry, but I would say for both of us, I mean, me personally, I don't like sending out beat packs, bro. I don't do that, bro. I'm not a fan of it. Like, I guess like if you like, I guess if like, you know, Travis Scott hit me up, I'm gonna send him a beat pack, bro. But like for the most part, he's right. Like, we definitely want to cook with people in the studios. Like, I usually have rappers pull up, make the beat on the spot. It just feels better. It's nicer.
Yeah,
and they enjoy I feel like they enjoy the product more.
And they feel like it's theirs.
Facts. Yeah. Like you've seen it. Yeah. And they can see how fast we could do it too. Like,
Keep coming back.
You know what I mean?
What was like the first affiliated show? Like when was that? Like how? And like what was like? What year did this officially start? Like, I mean, I know you've all known 24? Each other.
I think it officially started 2022.
Okay.
Late 2022.
Yeah.
I don't have a date. That sucks. We should probably.
It was like right before. It was like the
August
day after
8th.
Hills. We recorded Hills, the music video.
It was around the time we shot Hills. Yeah, it was around that time. It was one of those times. But yeah, 2022. We've actually never had an affiliated show in terms of everybody being on the stage at the same time.
Okay,
we've never had one of those. We've had affiliated shows in terms of everybody in affiliated has a set.
Right. You guys weren't all on this, like, I got to shout out like the house party that you threw last year in 2023.
For the Life's Crazy tour.
For the Life's Crazy tour at the compound.
Yep.
I got to say, like, I was super I was like, I'm gonna go to the show. I brought some friends, and I was like, I've never been to a house show. I'm also very, I mean, I'm corny, and I realize that about myself. I stick out when I go places, but I was just like, this was so well run. It was honestly like I felt like I was a part of a community. It was like I got to the door. They asked me for my ticket. They like weren't letting people, like they wouldn't let one of my friends in that showed up late, and I was like, that is like how a good show's ran. Like you don't just let people in because they are friends or because they like showed up a little late. Like you gotta and you gotta get there early. Like
shout out AJ, Mini Factory Security, best poet in the city, wordsmith,
right.
And you, Topp and Jang did the most fucking crazy thing. You both got on on this roof and performed. What song was that?
All or Nothing, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah, All or Nothing, and then Goons in the Forest.
Yeah.
So I gotta. When was that planned? You like we're gonna go? Obviously.
So, and I love how you brought up how the show operated. Because like we take that so serious, like even if it is a house show, it's got to be not only professional, it's got to be fun, it's got to be high, like top tier. You know what I'm saying? And there's some stuff that even I still didn't like how it, that we'll probably do better the next time.
Yeah. Get a porter potty. Don't let people go in your house.
We did think about that. We just didn't do it that time.
But another thing, everybody would say. You did.
Yeah, facts.
Root for not. Everybody would say.
But like, I will say, like, are you gonna do that again? Hopefully.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We're cooking something up.
I will say, like, if Topp, Jang, they affiliated announces a house show, like, go to it. It will be.
It's gonna be even crazier.
There might be some technical difficulties, but it seems to be like a theme. I've been to a lot of hip hop shows lately. It always seems to happen. But no, it was so much fun, and I can't speak enough for how well it was ran. So, well, let's take a little tiny not break. We're gonna break it up with a little tiny game.
Okay.
Talk about the affiliated crew and like some of your favorite things to do together in Spokane. And I call this a Spokast hot list, and I want to know, like, when you guys are hanging out, like where are you guys getting getting a burger? Like where are you hanging out at? Like to have dinner.
I know. We're going to Root.
Yeah,
we're going to Root.
We'll definitely be going to Root.
And vegan chicken sandwiches.
Facts.
That's our burger.
Just a burger, pizza.
We usually order pizza. We never really go out to get food. I don't think we've ever.
What are you ordering in?
I like what's it called? Peace pie down the street.
Right down
Peace
here.
pie's cool.
Peace pie is cool. I like peace pie.
Isaac Hauser, he's amazing. He's
pizzas are huge.
Yeah.
Is that the place in Saranac?
Yeah.
We go there something.
Yeah.
What about like sweet treats? What are you munching on? Like,
that's a good question.
Sweets?
Oh, we don't really.
She ain't sweet over here.
I
don't know.
I might dabble in a gummy worm every once in a while, but
I forgot you're trying to say fit.
Whatever dessert the Root got going on that week, that's vegan. We'll try it.
Yeah. Are you vegan?
No, they're vegan.
Oh, you're vegan.
Vegetarian.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely was vegan for like all of 2022.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But the thing about Root is they just got the best food.
Root is vegetarian.
They're a vegan restaurant, but they just happen to have the best food.
It's fine.
It ain't really much of an argument. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. It's so funny. All the well, I guess because these two eat meat, but like Bape, you're really asking the wrong one. I wish Bape and Beerus were here. They're foodies, bro. They're foodies.
Bro.
They be going everywhere, the most expensive restaurants, trying everything.
I've been saying Bape needs his own like cooking time with Bape.
Yeah,
on Instagram.
He's a great cook. He's a great chef.
100%.
Yeah, he's the guy to ask about that. I was gonna try to FaceTime him.
I'm gonna ask music venue, but I know it's one answer. I mean, what's your favorite place to perform in Spokane?
Shout out Chameleon.
Probably the Chameleon or the Compound.
Yeah,
and the Knit. What do you think, Danny?
It's definitely going to be the Chameleon just because it's like to my heart at this point.
Yeah.
Used to be Lucky You. Before that was the Bartlett. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, definitely the Diddy Factory. Hey, they love me at the Diddy Factory. I can stage dive with my eyes closed. Yeah, the stage is high enough and shit. Yeah. It's
And
mad crazy.
there, it's so nice for photos. I don't have to worry about nobody getting in my way.
Nice.
I get to dive over my photographer.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, man.
We're doing that next time.
What about a event? Like what events are you trying to get to and be at?
Like festivals
What
potentially.
do you mean? Like anything around town? Like anything that like you? I mean, I guess it's like, this is a hard question to ask a group because it's different for everyone. But like, is there an event that you look forward to yearly? Like, it doesn't have to be in Spokane; it can be regional.
What's that festival in Seattle that you performed at?
Capitol Hill.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit Capitol Hill. He's performed there. I haven't performed there. Yeah, so I'm trying to hit Cap Hill.
Yeah,
for sure. I would say.
You got a show.
That's about me.
We're going to talk about this later, but you're doing Fisherman's Village, right?
Yeah.
Is that a festival or is that just like a couple? Is that just a day?
It's like a festival night market. I think it's a 3-day thing.
Okay.
Alan Stone's on it.
Nice.
Saul's on it. It's definitely super cool. Everett's more of a rock town. You know what I mean? So for me, hip hop, rock, punk, I'm just gonna eat it up. You know what I mean? This will be my second time doing it, and the real fun fact about that festival is they pay you very well and they get you hotel accommodations and shit. I be feeling like a star. Like, this is crazy. I be looking out. I be working out their damn hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
I love that festival.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we gotta talk about, speaking of events, we gotta talk about Tree Fort and the experience for that. I gotta say, I was feeling a certain way about going to Tree Fort. I was there on Thursday through Saturday, and on Friday night I was like kind of walking around the main stage area, and I like text my wife's like, how's it going? I'm like, it's going all right. And I was like walking around the main stage, and it was like I literally walked from like stage to stage, and it was like it was the same music. And
Interesting.
And I don't want to shit on Tree Fort or anything like that. I was like, I'm gonna head over to the Shredder where Jang and Topp were performing, and I walked up and I'm like, I'm by myself, and I walk up into the alley and like Topp, Jang, Kay are there, and they were like, Brennan, and I was like, oh my gosh, I felt so good to like find a friendly face, and it made me feel like, it just made me feel so warm, and I appreciate you like accepting me and like talking to me, because like I was really not enjoying myself at that time.
That was day 2.
Yeah, no, it was
crazy.
When you got kids and like it's just like I haven't seen my kids a lot over the last month. It's just it's been crazy for Spokast, and I was like, do I want to go to this? I was like, I want to see Jang, I want to see Topp, I wanted to see Oblay, I want to see comedian Mark Maron, and I was like, I'm gonna make this work because I really wanted to go and support, and in the end it was like it all worked out, and your set was unreal. I was like, I love seeing you in Spokane, but seeing you perform in that venue with that crowd, like it was just like, this is like who Jang should be performing with. What did you think of the show?
I think I ate the motherfuckers like spaghetti. I think they want me to come back. I think I might come back in June or July. I don't know. They sent me an offer. I don't know if I can refuse it. But to be honest, like in all reality, that's how I told them. So far right now, it's probably the craziest show that's happened this year. We already got some like shows marked up. They're gonna be nuts. But for like a show, soft ticket sale, we were walking around, folks were like, yo, are you Jang the Goon? Are you Jang the Goon? We were getting stopped so much, you know what I mean? And like sometimes you don't really get that like energy in your own city because there's egos. Folks know you do crazy stuff, but they don't want to say nothing.
Yeah, they don't want to acknowledge it, bro.
They rather DM us like, yo, I seen you. When you're in a festival and folks are excited to see you, they'll let you fucking know.
Yeah.
In Boise, there was so much of that. And this is the other crazy part. Right before we perform, we're doing sound check, right? I wasn't sure how the Shredder worked. But motherfuckers walked out. I was like, yo, there's like 30 folks. I'm doing the sound check. I was like, damn, one person or 1,000. I'm still surfing this crowd, but fuck. You know?
Yeah.
By the end of the sound check, it was packed the fuck out.
Yeah.
It was packed the fuck out. And usually I'm really cool with like sold out shows, but like I got butterflies, man. Like rock butterflies, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is about to be nuts, and it was. I shook the crowd 3 times. I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
I wanted to feel their energy, you know what I mean? It was dummy. Unreal.
Yeah. No, it was really, really cool. And then you packed up and drove from Boise to Seattle. I mean, how long is that drive? It's like 8 hours?
7 hours, 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5.
And you performed at Numos?
Yeah.
And how was that show?
Just as crazy. Prolific. The cool thing about Seattle is they make you prove you are who you say you are. You know what I mean? So that first song, like, we're in a room of like 400 folks, maybe more. Like, it was packed up from the beginning to end. That's the cool thing about, we opened for Ryan Carvale. It's the really cool thing about him. Like, the people show up and they show up early. So it was packed out. But folks were like, this is a pop show. What is this like hip hop dude doing? He's screaming. It's kind of weird. First song, like I probably only had like 30 folks moving. Second song, people were moving. Third song, I was eating them like spaghetti. You hear me? I jumped the crowd by the third song. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Nuts as the opener. These folks loved it. Loved it. I love it. I don't know. And to make one more point clear, bro, we performed at 11:20 or 11:30 at night till midnight. Then took a nap, then drove to Seattle, made the sound check at 5:30 with no excuses, and then performed like it was nothing. You dig?
Yeah.
Straight
You
up.
dig? And that's for folks who want it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we do because we want it bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I will say that about everyone a part of Affiliated. Like, you all show up and you all are just, I feel like you hold yourself to like such a high standard, and you feel that, and you don't always get that. Okay, you don't get that a lot from Spokane artists and Spokane based artists, as I like to say, because like I don't want to like call you a Spokane artist, but like being Spokane and seeing the scene and going to shows, like sometimes people just don't show up for shows, or sometimes people leave shows, and like, and I think when I was on that panel with you. No, I was doing research for the panel I did about etiquette and like being professional, and the interview I was listening to is just like if I have it was Taco Cat, the lead singer for Taco Cat, she was saying if I have an artist that's performing with me, opening for me, in their contract they have to stay for the entire show, and that is not in Spokane's mentality.
It's all of my show agreements. I do that. Yeah, I don't play that, or I won't even book most folks here because I know how they be acting. That's why I go to all the shows to see how artists act and see how they hold themselves. Were they there for the show? Me and Topp talk about this all the time. Yeah, like damn, we were about to book Boyle, but nah, you know what I mean? Yeah, not for our shows. We don't play that.
How close do you watch the scene? Like
I've seen everybody perform. Yeah, and if I haven't seen them before, I'm going to see them perform. Yeah, it's my scene. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how else to put it. I watch it very closely. Right. You know what I mean? Because I got to speak on it.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I'm definitely like really deep into like how they present themselves like online, like the content, the music, like how good's the mix, how like what is this music? Is it like a fresh sound? Because I'm always looking for the fresh sounds, bro. Which is why I say like everyone in Affiliated has that level. It's just like the sound is next level and it can still has room to grow. Everyone in Affiliated has that, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm always looking for.
Yeah. No, I think it is like it speaks volumes, and like I think you're setting the example for other artists in Spokane, because people are looking at you. The first show I ever went to, well, not the first show I ever went to, the first show I ever felt like Spokane has a scene was when Jang, you performed with Indian Goat, and that was like in.
Oh, I brought them out for the Unity show.
The Unity show, yeah.
It's the first time I was doing that hip hop and rock stuff. See,
and it was, and I was like, because I had never seen you before, and I had interviewed Indian Goat earlier that year, and it was such a vibe in there, and but it's just like when you create in Spokane, and then you put stuff out there, like people are going to start following you and like and you're doing such an amazing job to like always be the example, and you too, Topp, and everyone in the crew. Like it's so cool to watch.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about the EP that just came out today. This show won't be out today, but it will be out
88 days in.
88 days in. Yeah, it just came out today. Do you know this? You probably know. I don't know if you watch stats. You have like, and this is like, I haven't refreshed this. You had 84,000 plays on Affiliated, the #1 track.
Yeah.
And like you dropped today, like in less than probably 12 hours. That's amazing.
But yeah, so that song's been out.
Oh, that's been out for okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering.
Now we can run with that. Now.
Let's run with it. That's smart.
Hold the standard high. We gotta keep the standard high.
Right.
No. I feel like I should have known that. I'm sorry.
It's all good. No, you're good. You're good.
But 88 days in, like this is the first EP Affiliated done, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
1,000%.
And when did you start the process of this?
Like literally probably 2 months ago.
Oh, wow.
So, but like we have so if it, for most people probably don't know, like today is the 88th day of the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
We didn't know that before.
Well, yeah,
Like,
we really
didn't.
didn't. I didn't like. Yeah, I remember looking at the calendar, and I was like, "Okay, what does this mean on here?" And it was like 88 out of 200,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What does this mean?" She was like, "Is that the 88th day of the year?"
That's
And so yeah, so today's the 88th day of the year, and we already had the name and everything. 88 days in, everything was already like solidified. So that's just universal alignment right there. But yeah, we started the project like a few months ago. Like obviously we had the first track out, and I was just like, man, let's do like a quick little EP because we got albums, like affiliated albums that we're still working on. That are like gonna come at some time. But yeah, we just wanted to get something out there to like really like solidify the collective. You know what I'm saying?
what is so like 88 days in? Like did you name it that before you?
Yeah,
that's amazing. I like that the numerology of that, like how numbers work. Like
it blew our mind, bro. Trust me, it blew our
It
mind.
happens way too often, man. It's scary,
like,
honestly.
Wow.
Topp was like pacing the house. He was like, he was walking back and forth. He's all like, today's the 88th day. He's texting.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. And like we had a few names that we were gonna do. We're like, 88 days in, or like some people were like, like how about this? How about this? And I was just like, nah, bro. Like something stuck with 88 days in. I was like, it's got to be 88 days in. Like that's the one. And we figured that out, and we're just like, this is why.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So the first track is everyone in the crew.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And it's a banger. They're all bangers.
Sure,
and
yeah.
but like, how did the rest of it work out? Like, because it's Bapeface, Beerus on the third track, and then Bapeface and I guess it's sorry, I'm looking at who's titled.
Yeah. So it's everyone on the first track.
Yeah.
It's me and Jang on the second track. It's Bapeface and Beerus on the third. And then it's Zaeshaun, Beerus. I do a chorus on the fourth. Parker, Northwest Kid, he produced the fourth and the first one.
Okay.
I produced the second, third, and I have like a little production on the fourth one.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how did all the tracks come together?
Well, for You Could Take It All Away, me and Jang were just cooking, and then Jang was like, "This beat's crazy. Let me start something." And then he starts it,
Yeah.
and then
1,000%.
it was like very organic. Like he started it, and I was like, "Oh, what if I came in like this?" And then we just went back and forth, and we're like, "All right, well, this is the track."
Yeah.
And then
For orange juice and cornbread, we kind of talked about it because first, let me just make it clear, Zaeshaun can do whatever that kid wants to do. Like he just kills whatever he wants to do. He's a star. But his normal bag is more singy.
Yeah.
And he's very alternative, and me and him both are kind of linked into a lot of the same sounds when it comes to that kind of shit. And I love producing that kind of vibe as well. And but we're trying to figure out how we can blend, because I love Zay in his element, and I want to put him in his element, but also make something super hard that the rest of the gang could fit in with. And so my kind of inspiration was this. It was a Paris, Texas song, and these two alternative rappers, and it's a pretty hard hitting beat.
Yeah,
and they somehow transition it into like a ballad featuring Tizo Touchdown.
Okay. I was like, I'm familiar. Yeah.
And then they bring it back to the hard
Yeah.
beat. So that was what I was going for.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, I gotta make something that Zay can float on. I just want him to sing a little hard out, and then I gotta somehow bring it in seamlessly to something crazy and hard. So that was my goal, and I think I was really proud of what I did with that.
I just found out about Tizo Touchdown earlier this year, and
don't ever let him go.
I'm just blown away. I like found his his very first track he like put on SoundCloud. I found he has like a rip of it on there. I forgot what the sample was or what the song is exactly, but like I was amazed, and I was listening to Zaeshaun, and I'm like, I don't like comparing rappers because I don't think that's
he would like this one.
Perfect.
he would appreciate it.
I got a bad reaction once when I compared someone to a rapper, and they're like, I get that all the time. I'm like, sorry. I'll tell you who it is later. But why do you guys hate 12?
Damn, where's Bape and Beerus at?
No, that's so true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no. I would say we don't hate 12, but we hate 12. That's what I would say.
Okay. I'm one of those like I listen to songs and then like I don't ever really understand them until like a week or a couple, like after listening to it like over and over again. Cause like I'll listen to stuff and then my friend will point out like, this is what this means. This is like what that like, these like, cause like there's so many references and I'm like, I don't ever hear it. I just listen to it for the sound. And then I start digging in. Like I didn't even read the lyrics of any of the tracks, but like that was like the next thing I would have done if I would have prepping. But it's such a strong 4 tracks and they go so well together. And I would love to know like how important is that about putting, because like you all kind of this mesh so well, like you're all very hard but at the same time like that hip hop's still there and like I just feel like that's the way hip hop's going with that like that rawness and like just so much emotion. It just like I'm not a big rock fan, but like your music together like it's so makes me feel something and I love that about your music.
You feel me?
Hell yeah.
Mad passionate.
I would say, but when it comes to like putting this like the order of the tracks and shit, like I'm really big into like production. Like I love listening to projects and just like hearing the songs that come after and like what it makes you feel like and like the roller coaster of a project.
Yeah.
Obviously this one was only 4 songs. But like it was only right to start with the affiliated, you know what I'm saying, with everybody on it. That's like the statement piece. Like this is who we are, this is what we stand for, and like, you know, what's up? You feel me? And then like I just thought it was really cool to go from like Jang at the very end of the first track into Jang at the beginning of the second track. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a nice transition. Like he just like brought it in. You know what I'm saying?
Guitar, they go.
Facts. Crazy. You know? And then obviously Fuck 12 was like right after that, like because Fuck 12 just like got so much energy. And then the song with Zay is just like it's like a perfect outro. Yeah. I
knew it was gonna be an outro before I heard it. I was like, I didn't know what was going on with the rest of the tracks. I'm like, this is finishing it for sure.
Yeah, because they just got that vibe, bro. Like, it's just like very. I feel like all of us got it. It's just like very like big movie sound. Like everything sounds like it could be anywhere in a movie. You know what I'm saying? Beginning, middle, or end. Like, and so
you and Jang have performed. You can take it all away. Like is that a song that you had? You performed it?
So actually, no, we
you haven't performed it. You never performed it. Okay, you kept that. You kept that a secret. I'm sorry if I'm mixing up tracks, but like that has like a Kendrick sample in it, right? Or like you do like a little like chorus.
He caught that.
I know it's really it's not very secret, but it's like it's there if you hear it. Like I'm like I listen to a lot of Kendrick, and I was just like I love that. Like how much are your influences? Do you like what are your influences? What are you listening to when you're not listening to like yourself?
so much.
It's such a wide palette.
So much.
That's like the most interesting thing about it. Like for me too, like I go from R&B to punk music to hip hop. like music to me like represents moods. So whatever like my mood is feeling, I'm really tapping into. I think unfortunately the only thing I'm not really tapping into is like traditional country.
Yeah.
Like traditional. I still like the new wave of country, but like traditional country, you know what I mean? Sure. But like, wide palette. Kendrick Lamar, Denzel Curry's, the Baby Keems. You know, then it's like I'm a big fan of like the Linkin Parks, Disturbed, Nirvana's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that type
the
of stuff.
Tizos, the James Blakes, like the YGs, like everybody, bro.
Yeah.
What are you listening to like that not many people know about? Like I'd love to know.
Gene Dawson, bro.
Gene Dawson
is disgustingly underrated. Check him out.
Okay.
He's done songs with SZA. He's done songs with Earl Sweatshirt. He's been co-signed by many artists. But he is so slept on to me. I went and saw him in LA, and tickets were like $20, $25, and I was right in the front. And I'm like, how are people like? How is he not a star yet? Like, make this man famous.
He's already a star. He's very alternative sound, like crazy. He's just like super crazy.
I want to talk about the visuals of 88 Days In. Yeah. You did this like very. I'm looking at it right now, and I don't know why. It's like you're in a jail.
You're in a jail. First,
in a jail, like it's you're holding lineup. Thank you. Like a jail lineup. Thank you. There you go.
Yeah, we're going like the inmate photos.
Like what it like? Because like when I read 88 Days In, and I see that I'm like, oh, like you're. And been in jail for 88 days.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, exactly.
But like, where did this concept come from?
I mean, the concept came from, we actually, I think even before we came up with the name, we knew we wanted to kind of do the idea around the theory of being like locked up, right?
Yeah.
And so we kind of already had the idea of doing jail type inmate photos before that. And so once we came up with the cover or the album name, then we just shot the cover, and we actually just shot it in our kitchen on a white backdrop, and I just did all the Photoshop elements on it, and tied it all together for everyone. Tried to get everyone's height right, you know.
Right.
That was a little difficult in there, you know. I was trying to put the little background piece in there.
It's beautiful, and I will say the most beautiful thing about it too is when you all switched your profiles to represent that. Like it just like it you. When I go on to today when I was tagging everybody and on the playlist, I was like, you all like you look like it's a crew and like, but like crews, not everyone does that, and like, and it kind of just like, and if you like someone follows Jang, and then like doesn't really know about AFFILI8D, they're gonna like, oh, that looks similar, and I just love the like. I'm a marketing mind. Like I like did marketing for 14 years, and like seeing stuff like this is just like people don't think about it that much.
No,
like,
but it's the little things. But it's the little things that just are going to scale it to the next level. You know, but constant little things and big things, and just all the things. You know, you gotta keep up with it. You gotta do all the things. I
forgive me if something came out today, but are there video visuals that are coming with this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
When can we expect that?
Soon.
You're working on it right
very,
now?
very soon. But just
how
we got to get everybody back in the city.
Everybody be taking trips. This guy let her go to festivals. You know what I'm saying? Bape love to go to the sun. You know what I'm saying? I feel him. You know what I'm saying? Bears just love driving around.
We do have the video for the Cypher out.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yeah, for AFFILI8D. Yeah, that one dropped about six months ago.
That's one of my favorite videos.
Yeah.
I love that one.
We got really great short form content coming out very soon too. For those songs.
Yeah. This should be out by the time we start dropping that probably.
Nice. When you're rolling stuff out, like, is it a plan? Like EP first, and now we're gonna drop some visuals, like movies or shorts with it.
Yeah, for this one, I would say like each release is different though.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like, you know what I'm saying? We might do a music video before, we might do a music video day of, we might do one later, we might not even have a music video. Like, you know what I'm saying? Each rollout's different. I think that's like the best part about doing rollouts is just like you can creative direct in a concept or like all the pieces of content that people are going to digest. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, it's probably going to be different every single release.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's based off of like narrative, you know what I mean? Like the rollout for this is different because like really we're just getting people more tracks of AFFILI8D, more of that feel, more like artist identification of who's really rocking with affiliated. And you only really need to go so far with that because then it leads to a project and everybody's familiar with all the artists. When the project comes out, people are mad excited. We gave them the EP, we gave them the cypher, we gave them all these like visual looks. You know what I mean?
What's the like the goal of releasing an EP like this, like a group EP? Like, is it just to get more eyes on Affiliated and like know who's a part of it, or is it like to kind of give a sound of like so people can kind of get a taste for each of the artists that are in part of it? Like,
I think it's all the above.
Definitely all of
I would say mainly it's just more of us, bro. Because like all of us are still doing stuff individually. Yeah. And then like we just get to like come together like the Power Rangers and just like knock niggas out with the collab release. You feel me? Like that's how I see it. Where it's just like, you know, we just get to have fun with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just very authentic. It's very group oriented. And it's like, we've already been doing this for so long together. It's just like feels nice. And it's like, it's just really dope.
Yeah.
I like that too. And another thing, he just used the word authentic, but like there's a certain level of authenticity when you say you have a collective and you're giving the music to the collective. You know what I mean? You're giving those visuals. There's a lot of folks who talk about they got a collective, but I'm not seeing songs with your collective. I'm not seeing all these visuals. I'm not even seeing y'all really kick it like that. You know what I mean? People like to throw the word around, but we're like throwing the word around and actually giving some like levels and like, I don't know, like, to me, I feel like we're helping folks understand how to run a collective. We're giving y'all the blueprints. You know what I mean? Y'all can follow behind us, but this is how you should.
Like, bro, I don't think I've touched a stage without at least Jang.
Period.
In the past like year,
back and like forth, just too, it's the same thing.
That like, you know what I'm saying? Like that much of like camaraderie. Yeah, you feel me? Like. And that's just what we're on. It's like, why not? Why not do everything like this? Why not do everything together? Why not, you know what I'm saying, collab on all of these ideas and these concepts? Like,
and that pushes to everything. All of my individual videos, it has at least one or two of the members in it. Like everything you see content-wise from us, we are always involving each other because we are a collective, and that's what it means to have a collective. It's like, yeah, no, we actually kick it. We actually make music together. Our sounds actually mesh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like, because like I feel like probably hip hop artists, they create these collectives because like, oh, that's what you do, right? And then like there's no like idea behind it. They just kind of just do it, and then like, but there's not, they're like what you're putting out is like fucking professional, and like, and it is the blueprint for how a collective should be running in Spokane, right?
It's like we're a collective that almost like we might as well just be a label, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I would say TDE. It's probably like one of the closest things that operates like how we operate. Where like they always feature each other on their albums, their music videos together. Like when one person drops an album, they all change their profile picture. Yeah, like that type of stuff. I'm very intrigued by. I'm like, man, that level of camaraderie, and especially being from the east side of Washington, from the 509. That's one of the main reasons why I even like wanted to do a collective, because I'm like, we have to be able to do something that's different and something that can support each other, and we push the same idea. You know, we're all pushing one idea. And I think being from here where there's not that much industry, there's not a lot of history of like people being successful here, like that's what it's going to take. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like we all just got to like come together, like check the egos and be like, nah, bro, like we're here for a bigger cause, because when one of us blows, we all going up. You know what I'm saying?
You know the cool thing about that too, you know how I know we're doing something right? Because everybody has an opinion. Everybody has an opinion or thinks, oh, why do you do it like that? I'm like, man, I'd love to explain it to you. But you was even at the show. So you know?
I mean, there's always going to be haters. Like, I mean, that just comes from Spokane, I feel like. I mean, like,
not even haters. And that's a thing. Right. But I think most things, like when people have opinions about stuff, it's because of like their own trial errors, and they're trying to implement that onto us. And they're scared. You know what I mean? And La Russell said it best. I'm going to paraphrase. But like, people always have to have opinions on things they've never done before. And that's mind-blowing. So I always take people's opinion with a grain of salt, because I'm gonna go to your page and be like, have you ever actually done it? Or have you actually ever done your own show? No. So how could I listen to you? That's crazy. And then when I do, it's gonna be that much better, because you're right. No one's ever done this before. Not like this. You're right.
Yeah.
That's the goal, bro. That's literally the goal.
That's all we want to do is the shit y'all have never done before. Thank you for recognizing. Wow, you're finally on the train. Y'all sit back and watch me do it. Sold out show at a venue no one's ever been at. Yes, I'm gonna
on,
sell it
bro.
out. What the fuck?
Come
House
on,
party
bro.
show packed. Yes, we're gonna fucking do it.
Come on, bro.
Come on, man. Period.
Oh, I love it.
We can keep going.
Like,
Who else got a tour? The whole collective got a set, bro.
Come on.
Like, who's doing that, bro?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
tree for it, bro.
Come on,
I keep
bro.
getting booked. I've opened this lane for y'all Spokane people, and no rappers are getting booked out here for tree for it.
come on,
All
man.
right.
Come on.
I want to
man.
ask you about that. Like, that was, I mean, I went to Boise and like, I didn't know there was more white places in the world than Spokane. And then I went to Boise, and I'm like, this is like this is really white, and I'm like, and like
At least they're mad open minded over there.
That's true. That's fair.
It's
Yeah,
very
like
neat.
yeah, it's
Neat.
Good part of Idaho.
Right.
But like, I feel like there should have been more hip hop. Like there just needs to be more. Like, like why? What is the struggle with like people embracing hip hop in Spokane?
Most of it sucks.
Is that what it is?
I think. Well, I'm just talking my shit, but that's a fact. Most of it is garbage. Like, here's the thing. Like, a lot of the shit that we do is kind of like how we view it. It's standard. You know what I'm saying? Like, people think like we have such a high like, oh, you guys are doing this. Like, but like, isn't this like what we're supposed to do? Like, that's how we view it. Like, we're supposed to do this. Like, this is how it's supposed to operate. We're supposed to have a house party show that doesn't feel like, you know, just some ghetto shit. Like, it's supposed to have a emotion and flow and like professionalism. Like,
1,000%.
but I think most artists don't even understand that concept. We've been doing this a long time also, bro. So like we've had mad time for trial and error, mad experience. I've been out of the state. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of things, met a lot of really big people, and like we understand a lot of these things. So we're at the point now where we don't really have to deal with that. But I think that's what most people are doing is like they're just in that phase of like not knowing and not understanding what to do, and that looks unprofessional to the outside. Like it's like, oh, that's, you know, that's low level, that's unprofessional, that's not cool, that's not dope. Like, you know, I think that's what a lot of rappers are dealing with right now. And also on the other flip side of that, I think a lot of people just don't want to like, I don't really know how to say it. Like like a lot of festivals and stuff like that. Like they're not like, I don't really know how to say it. I don't really know how to put it in words.
Well, another thing I'll say too, like when I first took Tree 4 in 2018, I remember they were unaware of the Spokane scene. And to be honest, most Washington and Idaho is unaware of the Spokane scene. You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily their fault. It's just because of, I think sometimes here in Spokane, this is like my personal opinion, folks here are afraid to truthfully commit. I think if you watch basketball, if you watch football, if you watch any other sport, everybody has an accolade. That's what makes them that individual.
Right.
So as an artist, when I'm doing things, I think of what accolade can be accomplished here. Like, what's the goal I can accomplish here? And I stick it and I hit it hard. You know what I mean? Like, that's like super important for me. So I walk around with these accolades. I walk around with like, I did this, I did this, I did this. I'm going to climb on that and build on it. So I think sometimes with folks being so like afraid to do things, there's no building points. There's no reason why. There's no goals to be seen. You know what I mean? So, I think if folks took more pride in that, there'd be more bookings out here from Spokane to Boise, from Spokane to Seattle. Because it'd be like, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's like, why am I taking risks on folks who aren't doing it?
Right. Yeah. I posted a playlist today because I was just like, you dropped your EP today, and I had my friend Exact Change released a song last week, and then like there was other people that have been releasing music over the year, and I'm like, oh man, like there needs to be a place where people can find like good music's coming out of Spokane, and I kind of with hyperbole said we're living in a renaissance in Spokane with the music scene. I mean, I don't know if it's exactly true. I like to boost Spokane's scene. I can make it look as big as it can, as much as I can, just because I love Spokane. I want there to be a hip hop scene here. I want more and more and more. But when you go to a show and Cool Company sells out the show in Seattle, and they come to Spokane and 80 people show up, it's like, come on, guys. Like, but my point is like, do you feel like good? Like, I mean, there's good music coming out of Spokane. I feel like. Like,
I'm gonna tell you something too, and that's the cool thing about AFFILI8D. It's like we're not just thinking about ourselves. Topp has produced for so many artists out here and shot their videos. 98KC just dropped a video that Topp not only featured on, he produced the beat and shot the video.
Oh,
For the dude.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this team, like, we do a lot for ourselves, but we do a lot for this scene as well.
Yeah.
We have so many conversations with folks who aren't directly in the team.
Right.
I just did my first feature with Lil Homie YM2 Crazy, sorry. Just because I like how he be talking and thinking sometimes. You know what I mean? But it's like, we're definitely open-minded to this scene. I think there's a lot of, like, great music out here. I challenge folks to take it to that next level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
Because I would say music is the lowest. Like, music is step one, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the
1000%.
music, like, hopefully it's great, but like making music in this industry is step one. You have to be consistently making music. Duh. Like, I'm focused on, that's why I've said earlier, I'm focused on like the social media, how you carry yourself, how do you present yourself, how do you promote yourself. Like, bro, like, because that's what's gonna separate you from everybody else, realistic. Because a lot of people with trash music can still like make a wave.
Oh my god!
You know what I'm saying? You don't even really need really great music. Like, if you have it, should be easier for you. But if you don't, you can still do great stuff. It's just like you just have to really take it to that next level, commit, be consistent, and like stop playing around.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I want to ask like about people reaching out about being a part of Affiliated, because I feel like that has to happen on the daily.
For sure.
Every day. Drop that. Don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit that shit. Everybody.
How do you like go about like taking in like people sending you music saying like I want to be part of the team, or like
nope,
you just don't.
No,
you just, like,
no.
yeah,
we're not looking for we're not looking for any more rappers or like we'll take in.
Looking for a podcaster.
Yeah.
Spokast is a
facts. Spokast is a fact. We're looking for
yeah, who are you looking for to like
potentially another shooter would be kind of
we're looking for like
it would be kind of cool to have one other person to help out
for like the day-to-day stuff. Yeah, that's the type of stuff we're looking for. We're looking like for the support characters, right? So like if you're like you know, a videographer, a photographer, if you're like somebody who knows how to do bookings or send emails really good, you know, if you're somebody who like can like really like set out a whole schedule for people and be like, hey, we should do this, or like take what we give you and you like make a schedule out of it. We're looking for people who want to support in that type of way. Rapper, like, no, we're not looking for any rappers like at all. 1000%. No.
Yeah. But you get that all the time, right?
For sure. For sure.
Every day.
For sure.
I think that's another thing they don't understand. Like, even when he first started Affiliate, no one was ever looking for rappers.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not even
It's
like
not like,
how
right.
it was just like, oh, we're putting in this amount of time together. Let's do it. And that's what people don't get. Like, I don't want someone coming in that I haven't spent like 500 hours with trying to figure you out while we're already running.
Right.
And I keep looking back, hoping you know what I mean? There's more than just the music to it. I'm like, bro, I don't want to have to argue with folks either.
Facts. Because I mean, you probably wouldn't even want to be a rapper in Affiliate, bro. Because I'm an asshole, bro. I'm so mean. Like, I know I'm mean because I take this shit so serious, bro.
Yeah.
So like, I hate excuses. I hate laziness. I hate. Like, bro, like, I don't want to hear about your 9-to-5 job if we have to do something. I don't want to hear about, you know, obviously I'm like reasonable. Like, I'm not just a freaking maniac. But for the most part, though, because I know how much I'm willing to put in, how much time I've put in. You know what I'm saying? And like, and that's what it takes. And it's like, if you're not willing to take it to that level, we don't even want to like associate with you, bro. Like, we want people who are like that hungry, bro, because like, we have to work 10 times harder than like Seattle or like LA, bro, like 30 times harder than like LA, because it's like, bro, we have really not a lot here, bro, and like we're trying to stand out, bro. So it's like, if you can't keep up, please don't slow us down in the nicest way possible. You know what I'm saying?
Until we're actually in the moment, and that's where I'm an asshole. Like, when it comes to shows or like we're really out in public, I don't play that shit.
No.
I don't play that shit even a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like, because this is what you do full time, right? Like, you two, Parker, do you do this full time? Like,
I got a day job.
You got a day job. Okay. I mean, I don't want to like offend anything, but like
but his mind's right here. You know what I mean? That's what people be like not thinking about. Some people like have a day job and literally mentally are attached to that day job.
Right.
But any like things that we're doing, it's to get financial sources to then spend more time doing what we're doing. So I would say full time, period, because that's where our mind is. That's where
mind's at,
you know what I mean? Like I'm doing this, and I'm going to spend another. Like he might work 8 hours and then stay up to make sure that beat's done and and stay on our schedule.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So full time, period.
And there's been times where, like, you know, at the day job, I'm like, listen, I got full commitment to what, because I consider music as a job, you know what I'm saying? And it's like there's been times where I've had to put my foot down because I'm like, you know, I take it seriously, and I've had that conversation and stuff like that, and I would never put myself in a position where my music life would ever become compromised. Thank you.
Yeah. No, it's. I mean, I feel like as I've gotten like deeper into learning about like the world of like being an artist and like how they take and how they like make music, and then like because a lot of friends like have 9-to-5 jobs and like but then they make music, and it's like a weekend warrior type of mentality. Like I'm gonna make music, but I'm also gonna have my day job. I'm gonna have my family, and it's like at that point it's like a hobby, but then they are still trying to get booked. Like it's so like
we were just talking about that.
It's I feel like you can't want all those things. Right?
Yeah, something's got to give. That's what I always say, bro. Like you have to sacrifice. Like something has to give, bro. Like there's no way you can live, or there's no way to be great and do a million things. You know what I'm saying? Like very few people can like be at the top level like many different things. You know what I'm saying? But like if you really want to take this, like it's all about probability. It's just logic. Like the more time you put into something, the higher chance you have of being successful at it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so that's easy for me. Sacrifice over here. Right. Put more time over here. Yeah. Okay. Probability's up 10%. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's basically how I view it.
When it comes to jobs too, I think the smart folks, and you see this a lot in Seattle. Everybody in Seattle has a job.
Right. They have to.
but the point I'm making is like, it's like, I'm gonna go work at the net. Because why would I not? Right. Or I'll be the merch person at the Nick because now I'm surrounded by music all the time. Yeah. I get to be the first person talking to like the headliners. I'm the only one who gets to talk to the headliners and the Nick type stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like stuff that actually makes sense and support your career, because then it's not a job.
Right.
Facts.
I'm helping build my resume. I'm building a second skill. I might shadow under the freaking production manager. Not really get paid much, but now I'm like in with the Nick. I might be able to book it. They won't even know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do things that actually support like your vision, what you're trying to do. Because then it's not a job. Just happen to get paid. You know, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, I will say that's exactly what I do here. Like, I mean, I don't want to be producing everyone's podcast. It's a means to an end, though. And because like my passion is having these conversations and doing things within the community to like lift up the arts and the music scene. And I feel like the more I spend time doing stuff like this, I'm like, this is where I want to be. And I love producing. I love making my podcast, but I also like, I want to have someone that does that for me, and I can do I can do the fun stuff, or what I perceive as like fun, and like, but it's all a hustle.
I just want to say, I also love that. You know, if you want to take, and this is like in all forms of art, if you want to take something to the next level, I love that. Like, 100% respect that. But I also respect even more when people just do shit for just out of hobby or for the love, you know, like just casually. I feel like that's like that kind of thought is like not even in people's heads anymore. And I miss the era of like when high school kids had bands and they would just play and just have fun and stuff. And I'm like, because I know a lot of people that will make music, and then I know a lot of people that go into music for the wrong reasons, where they want to be rich and famous. I'm like, listen, bro, it's not.